Hello, Vlogalogue. How are you doing? How fitting that DK should be drunk off of his ass in his video, because this next week's topic is vices. And this isn't even like a because of DK thing. Like, I was chatting with Alex because New York recently approved medical marijuana, and I was looking through this stuff, and one of the things that they had said is that you know, it would be available for people suffering from epilepsy. I went, whew. Well, that's me. But marijuana is a weird thing because I've never been a marijuana smoker. I gotta come out of that closet. I've never tried marijuana. I don't have any particular interest. It's one of those weird things where I don't understand how there's so many people that are marijuana smokers, because for me the difficulty in procuring it, the fact that you have to keep it hidden, and then, you know, consuming it without other people knowing, that just seems like an awful lot of stress and anxiety. And I could be naive about this, but at least my understanding is that people do drugs to relieve anxiety and feel better, not worse. Maybe I'm just atypical in that sense. But we're going to talk about vices, and I have to make a confession right off the bat that I've not said on video, but if you've met me in person, you may know this about me, but I have a cigarette addiction. It's bad. It's not, don't smoke. It's a very bad idea. I tried to give it up about a month ago, and it was just night sweats and terrors, and it's something I'm, you know, kind of in the process of working toward quitting again, but it's not a good thing. Second to that, as far as medical deafness, is alcohol, which is interesting. But there's a very big, it's interesting looking at the legal drugs that we have. You've got, you know, caffeine, which in general is not super harmful, all things considered. Just as, you know, if you're going to scale that with all of the other kind of drugs that you put up there, this is a pretty good thing. And cigarettes are the worst, alcohol is second worst, and then, I don't know, bath salts. Though I presume if as many people did bath salts as drank, we would probably peak that list. But, you know, as far as like total deaths caused by a thing, I think tobacco is first, and then alcohol is second. But it's interesting to me to talk about vices, because we have, you know, things that are socially acceptable, things that are not socially acceptable, and then we have kind of the idea of, you know, why is it that you have a particular addiction, or that you voluntarily partake in things. To me, looking at my, you know, cigarette addiction, I know that it's very much self-medicating for anxiety. And it's a stress reliever, and it's not something that I'm proud of, but it's not something that you know, I'm doing just for fun. It's something that I'm doing to try and get to a good state, as opposed to, you know, it's a reparative, might not be a word, it's a fixative, definitely isn't a word, type of thing. And I wonder, you know, whether that's the case with alcohol, because we look at alcohol and we kind of divide people into two camps. There are alcoholics, and then there are people that drink a lot of alcohol but totally don't have a problem. It's fine. Why? And it is weird, right? Because if you think about, like, if we were to replace alcohol with heroin, you know, look at just kind of usage, it's like, well, you know, mom and dad would sit down and, you know, do a little bit of heroin at the end of a long day. It's just kind of something that grown-ups do. Or, you know, every weekend all of the college students would go out to bars and shoot up heroin, because that was, you know, it's just what you did then. You know, and we would look at that as that, well, I'm sure there are people for whom that's the case, but it's not something that we think is socially, like, totally cool. And I don't, you know, I drink sparingly, you know, when I'm traveling, but mostly because I hate airplanes. But generally I don't drink. I mean, I had been an alcoholic back when I lived in Wisconsin, and it was because alcohol is even more socially acceptable there than I think anywhere else. Drinking is kind of everybody's second job, I think. But yeah, I'm going to ramble on about this a lot, so I think it's better that I just cut myself off, know your limits, early, and just kind of ask and, you know, maybe follow up next week after everyone has had a chance to voice their opinion. What are your vices? Do you feel that they're, you know, that to any extent it's self-medicating? Do you think that the cultural response to whatever your vices are is appropriate? And yeah, if someone wants to explain marijuana culture to me, go for it. The legal factor I can't do it. I don't know. Like I haven't even bothered to look up whether or not it would be useful for my condition, because it's like, you know, until it's, you know, I'm not going to get raided by the federal government. It's not, no thanks. So anyway, vices. Let's go. And I don't want to post this because I don't want to in any way endorse tobacco. It's a bad thing. Don't do it. Please. Bye.